Hello, ladies and gentlemen, that is TapWXO here, and I'm bringing you guys a very different video than normal. As you guys know, this channel is mainly on about Apple's Marvel Cup, my custom competition, of course. So today, I decided it would be good to talk about my top 10 favorite custom competitions, Marvel competitions, of course. Now, of course, talking about Marvel talking about this list will only include custom comps. So for example, the Marvel Week obviously will not count in this list since it's basically the inspiration from everybody, and it's not a custom comp like like the ones I'm gonna talk about in this video are. And of course, I don't think I should mention this, but I'll mention it anyway. This is completely my opinion and my opinion only. So if you have a different opinion, then good for you. And yeah, let's start off with the video. Number 10, Marble Machine Mania by English's Marbles. Deciding the 10th place was very difficult, honestly. I had 5 competitions that could have competed for that number 10 spot. I will mention those other 4 comps that miss out in the honorable mentions later on. But Marble Machine Mania made number 10. It's because I feel like, while it is a very young series, it's only on its first season, I do see it having a lot of potential. That first series was really, really good. Also has teams like the Killer Bees, the Shark Tooth, the Power of Pink, Poison Frogs, Pieces of Crab, which I just find funny. It's another team. And the Galaxy Gliders, that's it. The Galaxy Gliders. I'm doing this without a script, you can tell. But yeah. My point is that I really see that comp with a lot of potential. I found the first series very, very enjoyable. And I can't wait to see the future series from English, and I'm sure they're gonna be great. But he's number 10 on my list. Number 9. Merry Marvel Racing by Mr. Marigold. One could argue this is a new comp, but it really isn't. Because, well, yes, it's only been on YouTube since for about a couple of months. Maybe, yeah, I think only like 2 months or something now. Mary Marvel Racing is, of course, or was in the JBL's, not JBL, JML server for a long time. And it was very enjoyable just watching that comp, even if it was just Discord comp. And now that it's a Marvel comp, it managed to make it on my list. Of course, it has the Satan's team known as Bowie Birds, which is the worst team in history. But it also has other great teams like the Periwinkles, the Luminescent Whites, the Lunar White Shows, the Magical Melodies, the Cinnamon Swirls, for example. Or the Masquerades, you know those teams. Masquerades are pretty forgettable, somewhat, but my point is, it's a good comp, has good events, has good teams as well, some cheater teams, but oh well, it is what it is. And Marvel comp has that, but yeah, it's a comp that before it became a YouTube comp, it probably wouldn't have made the list, but it did make the list. Now that it's a YouTube comp, just barely, but it did make it. So there's that. Number 9. Number 8, the Board Network's Marvel Championship by the Board Network, and people still accuse me of stealing the Ice Shippers from the Board Network, even though it's an invited team for Christ's sakes. But nobody understands that apparently. Oh well. Anyways, the Board Network's Marvel Championship is awesome. It has a great commentator behind it spanning the Board Network. Very good events as well. Very good teams as well, like, I don't know, like the Red Riots, the Twilights, Starlights, the Flaming Cobras, the Team Clarity, even though I hate Team Clarity, but that's, yeah. They're a good team though, somewhat. Like the Swamp Crashers, the Team Horizon, the big shots, of course, Team Horizon, Ice Shippers, as already mentioned, and yeah, it's a comp worth watching. Definitely, all these comps are worth watching. I think this was one of the first custom comps I watched, if I remember correctly. It was good in its first season, and it is still good to this day. So number 8. Number 7, Midashin Marvel Games by Midashin. Even though he gets really pissed when people call him Mid-Asian when it's Midashin, Mid still has a very good competition. Of course, even though he never admits it and crashes on it daily. But anyways, Mid-Action Marvel Games, or MMG for short term, it is it's again another awesome comp that I enjoy a lot, and it has some quite interesting events, and well, it has great teams as well. Even it has the True Blue Pearls, the Lightning Clouds, the Boulders, the Blazing Sunshines, um, the Candlelights, and the people and everybody's fluff team, Nimble Bullpines. Well, I don't mind Nimble Bullpines, that's something at least. But yeah, even though Mid crashes on MG on a daily basis, and we can never convince him in saying that it is a good comp. It's a very solid comp, and I hope it continues further. So that's number 7. Number 6, the JBL Cup by the JBL Marvel Association. Ah, yes, the JBL Cup. Probably one of the most well-known custom comps out there. Definitely. I think it's the largest one in the amount of subs, but we're not focusing on the subs. While yes, some JBL Cup teams can be, well, bad, like Team Bois and Brighting Nappy. Those are the two that most people pick on, which I agree they're terrible names, and unfortunately they're good teams, but oh well, what can you do about it? But yeah, some of the events that the JBL Cup can produce are absolutely great. Like, for example, I like the concept of the wave race. It's just all about keeping consistent and teamwork as well. The water race I found pretty interesting, and a lot of the events they produce are just very good in general. And that also comes out with the great commentary by Jet. Jet is definitely one of the best commentators in the custom comp community. I mean, come on, he has just some great lines. And Bat is a great editor and filmer, and with that combined, you get a very solid competition. So number 6. Number 5, the Dolphin Team Cup by McDolphin. I think for a while, Dolphin was a big example of you don't need much editing or hardcore editing to have a great comp. Sure, editing makes a comp look or makes a comp better. The 4 next comps you will see later on are prime examples of that. But even without like massive editing job for a while, Dolphin's comp was still a fantastic comp, or is still a very fantastic comp. Obviously, he switched now to doing post commentary, just like almost everybody does in the custom comp community. But even so, he was still very great before season 4, where he just went for more editing job. But anyways, enough of that. Of course, this comp also has great theming with the sea animal teams like marine team, jellyfish, electric eels, seahorses, for example. And yeah, that's great. Great event as usual. Probably repeating a lot of the same things, but you know. But yeah, that's number 5 on the list. Number 4, the Marvel Sports Games by the Emperor. Side note, I decided to just go not do that long of lines for the remaining comps because I'm very bad at it. I've realized. But anyway, if we talk about improved comps, then damn, Marvel Sports Games has really improved. The first season just looks very, well, clunky, especially if you compare it to the current season of MSG, which is season 5. Of course, the Emperor is just definitely one of the best commentators out there, in my opinion. Also, one of the best producers of Marvel comics as well. Hence, why he's so high in the list. For some, poor events in the MSG time, there were also some great events in there. Like, I think it was the marathon in the season 2 final event. In my opinion, that was a very good event. That's just one example of many. But yeah, Marvel Sports Games, while a bit, how do I say it? Inconsistent, I guess, with the upload due to the Emperor's, busy schedule, because of course he's a busy man. But he still deserves a place on this list. And I think top 4 is very, very commendable. Number 3, Tour de Endurance by Big Jankus. Or Angus, whatever you want to call him. Basically, deciding these top 3 was pretty difficult, but I ended up deciding of Tour de Endurance going in number 3. I have a fun story of Tour de Endurance. When I remember, I rage quitted it so many times during the season, after season 2 qualifiers, because I just got so mad at it. But in the end, I ended up really loving season 2, and I still love it. And I still love season 3, which is absolutely phenomenal so far. And yeah, Tour de Endurance is very funnel event based, and I really like it for that. It has its own unique thing of having a lot of fun events. And sure, a lot of comps also have quite a few fun events, but this comp is specifically about Tour de Endurance and stuff, which I really like. There's a reason it's called Tour de Endurance. Duh. But on another note, it also has a lot of good teams, like for example Navy SEALs. So much that I actually brought them into AMC just because I really like them. How about the Marauders, the Grayscales, even though I dislike them, the White Knights, the Croissant Crews, Silly Swipes, Party Crashers, those teams, they're really great. And overall, it's a very solid comp, and that's why it deserves to go in the podium. Number 2, Pesky's Marvel Championship by Pesky Bird, or Pesky's Marvel Productions, or how many names they have. So Pesky is a very good creator, as we've seen. Marvel Invite Season 1 was absolutely fantastic, and with him grabbing the best teams around the Marvel Custom Cup community and making them compete to see who's the best of the best. It was very fun. Of course, PMC Season 7 was absolutely great, and even though Battle Beast flopped a lot that season, but oh well, it is what it is. You can definitely see the improvements from Season 6 to now. However, they're not that notable because Pesky's always had pretty good editing and pretty good narration, However, what makes Pesky so high on this list is because of how much just because of how clean everything just looks. The lighting looks great. Well, maybe except for especially now. Season 7 didn't look that as great, but the lighting looks pretty decent in Season 7 still. The commentary has always been very clean, which is something a lot of us custom creators really struggle, as you have tell by just watching this video. So yeah, that's why Pesky has all the things to get number 2 on this list. Not to mention the great teams that they have, like the Winter Warriors, the Surging Storm. Even though I know people hate them, but I like them. So shut up. The Inferno, the Mocha Missiles, the Team Terra, which is the worst team ever, but oh well. And of course the living meme that is Gilded Glitters. Absolutely fantastic. And before we go to the number 1 pick, or my favorite custom comp, I'll go over the others that the honorable mentions then. Joker's Marvel Week by Joker, The Biscuit Brawl by Rip Biscuit, Mercy's Algodo League by Mercy, and the Acacia League by Crystal. I like all of those comps as well, but I couldn't put them over the top 10 that I've already mentioned. But I still like all those comps, especially JML, which is definitely getting higher in the list, but not for now. And number 1, Quadrilla Marble by Ramen Powder. I know, right? What a shock! You probably could have never imagined it. Wow. I'm putting both Team Quadrilla Marble and individual Quadrilla Marble in here, because they're basically the same comp. They're just both hosted by the same guy, same type of marbles, same type of events. You know the drill. And as the name suggests, it's obviously focused on Quadrilla events. Duh. I think Ramen's comp was the first custom comp I've ever watched. Well, besides the Wacky Titan, but that's different. But yeah, I think QML is definitely the oldest one I watched. The oldest custom comp I watched. I think it was King of Real Mar Week Season 2. I joined around that time. And I've watched that ever since the series. And it's just, QML has just been getting better and better recently, especially with the additions of editing Ramen has added after Team Quadrilla Mar Week Season 3. And of course, has some of my favorite teams in the entirety of the custom comp, like the Celestials and the Heliospheres. I really like those teams. And in general, Ramen just makes such a good job, and yeah, I don't have much to say other than his comp is my favorite comp out of all of them. My favorite custom competition out there. And that is that. I hope nobody's gonna murder me after seeing my picks or my opinions in the comments, but oh well. But yeah, that is it. Sorry if this video seemed a little like clunky more than usual. I don't know really what happened. This is why you have to make a script, folks, so you don't have to bend lines on the moon, as you can see from what I've been saying in this video. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and after this, I'm gonna start making Apple's Marble Cup Season 2, Event 1. So see you then. Goodbye.